Hey guys, this is Amar and I hope you're doing well. The bad news is that I'm alive and I'm not dead. Uh, I was quite busy for the last few days, and because of that, I could not record videos. Like I've said in my vlogs, I do some marketing consulting work, so I had some projects running and they kept me quite busy, and so I could not record videos. So the last videos that we recorded were on 7th. So that keeps me quite a backlog, right? I hope you've been fine. First of all, in the last few days, you are doing well. Your health is fine. You haven't contracted COVID. If you have contracted COVID, please take rest, and it takes a while to go. So we have a lot of backlog today. So this is the thought of the day series, and the last video we recorded on 7. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, including today, which is 15th. We need eight thoughts, and because I would not want to make 8 videos because that'll be quite cumbersome, I'm going to make like one video for thoughts of the day and one video for poems that we missed. So I'm going to do 8 poems from the series Quirky Rhymes for Kids. So we're doing 2 videos, right? 2 videos to catch up for the last 8 days. 8th, today being the 8th day, right? So cool. So this is the thought of the day series. Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's do 8 thoughts, one at a time, right? So the first thought we're doing somehow on one of my favorite subjects, courage, right? And the first thought is by John Quincy Adams, and the thought is on courage, and the thought says courage and perseverance. Yeah. Courage and perseverance have a magical talisman. Talisman is, I think, a wand. It's a magical wand. So courage and perseverance have a magical talisman before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. Courage, by the way, Aristotle said that, and I've said this before in one of the thoughts, that courage is the mother of all virtues. So there are the other virtues like honesty, integrity, goodness. There are a bunch of virtues we as humans could possess, and courage is the mother of all virtues because it allows us to live all of those virtues, right? So courage and perseverance have a magical talisman before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. Because if you have courage, then you do things that you think are you meant to do, right? You have the courage to pursue your dreams, and perseverance. When courage is combined with perseverance, that means you don't ever give up till you succeed. That's perseverance. The definition of perseverance is not ever giving up. I was just watching a video by Elon Musk. It's a very famous video. You should watch it, and it's over the internet. If you search videos where Elon Musk fares, you would find that video. So when SpaceX was trying to launch satellites into the space, they had 3 consecutive failures, and the company was dying because each launch takes millions of dollars, and Elon Musk was burning millions of dollars. So he was asked by the interviewer, when the 3rd launch failed, did you think that you should pack up and close the company? He said never, because I would never give up. I would have to be dead or incapacitated to be able to give up, right? So courage and perseverance have a magical talisman before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. I think it's a good idea to do 8 thoughts on courage itself, because courage is an important subject. So let's just, like, instead of doing different thoughts, let's just do 8 thoughts on courage itself. Let's do the next thought. Let's just do the thoughts that are available, and let's see what we can learn about courage at the end, right? So the next thought on courage is the second thought on courage. Courage that grows from constitution. Courage that grows from constitution often forsakes a man when he has occasion for it. Courage which arises from a sense of duty acts in a uniform manner. Courage that grows from constitution often forsakes a man when he has occasion for it. Courage, which arises from a sense of duty, acts in a uniform manner. Means by constitution is theory, right? That courage that grows from theory forsakes a man, leaves a man when he has occasion for it. So it doesn't come to the man when he needs it. Courage which arises from a sense of duty. If courage arises because of sense of duty, that you feel duty bound to do something, and you have courage in your duty, it acts in a uniform manner, right? So what can we learn from this? What we can essentially learn from this, that when you are in practice, when you're practicing courage, it's easier to invoke courage than you're trying to invoke courage in a theoretical manner when there's no real situation that's presenting before you, right? Great. Alright, so next thought on courage. It's by Aesop. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's by Aesop. Aesop. It sounds like a computer program, but that's the name. Aesop. It says, it is easy to be brave from a safe distance. Have you seen dogs barking at you? Like, I'm sure whatever part of the world you live in, if there's stray dogs around you, they would bark at you. Like, have you seen dogs running behind cars? Like, dogs run behind cars as if they can do anything about them. So, but if a dog is running after your car and you stop the car, just get out of the car, right? And the dog will go because it is easy to be brave from a safe distance. It's easy to be brave from a safe distance because when you are from a distance away from where you're talking about courage, it's easy to be brave. But when you're closer to where you need courage, it's really hard to be courageous. That's why most people are not courageous. Most people would rather not be courageous than be courageous, because it's really hard to be courageous, because you have to really stick your neck out to be courageous, because it's risky to be courageous. It's not all, most people cannot take a lot of risk, so it's risky to be courageous, right? Alright, next one. So next thought on courage, this is the fourth thought. We're doing 8 thoughts on courage. Wow, this sounds great. The next thought on courage is by Vittorio Alfieri. And the thought says, often the test of courage is not to die, but to live. The thought says, often the test of courage is not to die, but to live. This is a hard one, right? Because life is hard. Life is really hard. Sometimes it gets really, really hard, and a lot of people give up. A lot of people commit suicides, and they give up in their lives. And that's what this thought makes sense, because often the test of courage is not to die, but to live. Because to live is harder than to die. Although I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know, because I don't think I would personally ever have the courage to kill myself. I've thought about it. Right, I don't think I'll ever, because it's hard to kill yourself. I can't believe that people kill themselves. I just can't believe that how do people get the courage to get a rope, hang themselves to fans. They kill themselves like that. There are people who drink pesticides. There are people who throw themselves in front of running trains. People kill themselves. It takes. There was a Facebook video that went viral a few years, like 3-4 years back. There was a young guy in a 5-star hotel. And he was having wine, and he was wine and pizza. And he was doing a Facebook live, right? So he was saying that he was about to die. He was about to kill himself, and he was having wine and pizza. And while the Facebook live was on, he was on a higher floor in the hotel, and he jumped from the glass window to death. He killed himself. It's incredible. It's unbelievable that people have the power to kill themselves. It obviously makes sense that when somebody does that, their mind is absolutely out of their control, because when your mind is in your control, like I'm talking right now, I can think, and I've thought about it. I don't think I'll ever have the courage to kill myself. I hope I'd never have the need to, but then it does take a lot of courage to do that. So often the test of courage, although thought says, is not to die, but to live. To live is hard, because life can be really hard sometimes, and to be able to fight life and come on the other side of the tunnel is not for everyone. A lot of people give up. A lot of people give up on the way when life gets hard. So to be able to fight the darkness of life and to be able to come out on the other side is not for everyone. A lot of people give up. Don't give up. Don't. Alright, so the next thought on courage we're doing is by James. This is the fifth thought, and I totally enjoyed this video. I'm glad we've done thoughts on courage today. The next thought is by James Lane Allen. James Lane Allen. It's on courage again. It says, whether you be a man or a woman, whether you be a man or a woman, you will never do anything in this world without courage. Which I agree, because I said courage is the mother of all virtues. I didn't say that. That's Aristotle said that. I disagree, right? But I agree. Whether you be a man or a woman, you'll never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. It is the greatest quality of the mind. It's almost the same thought that courage is the mother of all virtues. It's the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. So honor is another virtue. Honor is respect. But again, even to be able to earn respect, one needs courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. It's self-explanatory. I don't know there's anything to explain here. Thought number 6 on courage. Until the day of his death, by John Enoch. John Enoch. It seems like a French name. I can't pronounce it properly. John Jean John Anouilh, right? John Enoch. Sorry man, I can't pronounce it properly, but fine John. Let's see. So he said, or he or she said, until the day of his death, no man can be sure of his courage. It's hard. It's hard to accept death. It's hard to. It takes courage to accept death, because there are the people in this world who are so unlucky and so terribly misfortune. That doesn't make sense. I'm trying to frame the sentence, right? The people in this world who are terribly unlucky. I can't find the synonym for that. Crazy. Anyway, so the people who know that they're told by doctors that they're going to die. There was an aunt I used to have, my Masi in Hindi, which is my mother's sister. She was told at less than 50 years of age, I guess, or about 50 years of age, that the doctors could not cure her cancer anymore, and she was meant to die because she could not be treated anymore. I met her a month before she died, and I asked her what had she done to herself, and she said, what could she do? It's hard. It's hard. Until the day of his death, no man can be sure of his courage. It takes a lot of courage to be in that situation, I guess, although I wish nobody has to go through what she went through. Alright, let's look at the next one. Alright, I love these thoughts on courage. I think I should do more thoughts on courage at some point, because there are a lot of, because some of the greatest men in the world have thought on courage. Pay as little. This is by Maltby Babcock. This is by Maltby Babcock, and this is thought number. How many thoughts have we done today on courage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 7th one, and it says, pay as little attention to discouragement as possible. Pay as little attention to discouragement as possible. Plow ahead as a steamer does, rough or smooth, rain or shine. To carry your cargo and make your port is the point. This is poetic and beautiful. Pay as little attention to discouragement as possible. Pay as little attention. Have you been in a steamer before, like a steamer which goes through the sea, because there are waves crashing against the steamers, and sometimes the water becomes naturally smooth and the steamer just glides through the water, and sometimes the waves that are attacking the steamer, which is discouragement and metaphorically said in this quote. Pay as little attention to discouragement as possible. Don't pay attention to discouragement. Plow ahead as a steamer does, rough or smooth, rain or shine. That's what a steamer does. To carry your cargo and make your port is the point, because you have to reach your destination. So there are people who are discouraging you, and sometimes you'll find smooth waters, and there are times where people will discourage you. So pay as little attention to discouragement as possible. Plow ahead as a steamer does, rough or smooth, rain or shine. To carry your cargo and make your port is the point. Wow. Wow. What a thought, right? Alright guys, last thought on courage that we're doing today. This is the 8th thought, and that's the catch up today we're doing on the Thought of the Day series, because I could not record videos. It's so bad of me. I mean, I just feel I was more disciplined, and but I was not, so I'm sorry. Courage, the lovely virtue. This is by James M. Barrie, and the thought says, courage, the lovely virtue, the rib of himself that God sent down to his children. Is the rib God's rib? Courage is the God's rib, the power of God's rib. Courage, the lovely virtue, the rib of himself that God sent down to his children. Alright guys, so that's the thoughts on courage. We did 8 thoughts on courage today. Be bold, be courageous. Do not listen to discouragement. Do not pay attention to discouragement. Be like a steamer that keeps going no matter it finds smooth waters or waves that attacks it. Just keep going. Alright, be bold and be courageous, because courage and perseverance have a magical talisman. Before difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. Thank you for watching. My name is Amar, and I try to be as consistent as possible. I'm sorry I did not do thoughts. It's not easy to do these thoughts every day, because sometimes I'm in a really bad mood and sometimes I'm really tired, and I just can't get the energy to do these thoughts. And I'm sorry. I'm just not perfect as a person, and sometimes I just can't get the courage. Sometimes I just can't get the emotional strength to be able to make these videos. So I'm fallible, and I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be a better person. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, bye.